Hey folks, good morning. Hopefully y'all doing well. It's a great day today. I'm heading for an appointment for one of my appointments. Yeah, just to help me out, take out some kinks in my old bones. But for now, I want to talk about reading comprehension, and reading capability. I was doing a research about a year or 2 years ago, and I was reading the back report of my thesis years ago, and I saw it, I read it, and what really became a light bulb in my head was I wanted to see, have we progressed as a nation in reference to reading comprehension, reading capability, reading this, reading that. And what really is a transpiring point that people don't seem to realize is that in the last 2 decades, okay, I don't really care if you went to a private school, a public school, or whatever school, the level of comprehension and the level of reading capability has become a questionable point that no one wants to talk about, except for certain people who want better results for our children, ourselves, and our future. When I'm looking at the grade level, reading capacity and capability of Americans at around 7th grade level, while in some areas of the United States, the reading capacity doesn't even exceed a 6th grade level. Verbiage, vocabulary, basic English are not even past the 5th or 6th grade level in some occasion. One sees a glimmer of hope. Why am I talking about this? Because something came up in a discussion I had with a friend of mine. I study theology. I've been studying theology for over 30 years. I have a big focus on my skill set on ethics. And one of the things that I learned from my grandmother, who was an educator, was a pursuant of a certain skill set that will enhance me the person. She wasn't increasing the thought to me, it's like, hey, Jay, you need to do this, you need to do that. No. It was her encouragement to understand that there gotta be a level of functionality that has to be present when it comes to certain things like that. What really is fundamental for some is not fundamental for others. But here's what I'm saying. When you have a group of people who has a hindrance to the possibility of getting a level of reading capacity beyond the 7th grade level, you have to support the dwindling foundation of reading. One of the things that I noticed when I do a lot of my writing is when I'm told to dumb my writing. Americans in the last 2 decades are not able to read beyond a 2-paragraph statement. One of the things that I was told is that the capacity of going beyond a 2-paragraph documentation or even reading has become a problem for a lot of Americans because they are not able to have that capacity to go beyond the 2-paragraph. They cannot comprehend, or they're unable to comprehend certain verbiage that is equating the level above 7th grade. So when I wrote this paper years ago, it was about education and reading capability in America for one of my theses and one of my work. to review the same paperwork and look at the changes has not been that important for a lot of people. But for me, I wanted to see how we have gotten better or not. In some areas we have gotten better, in some areas we haven't. But the mindset that reading fundamentals has disappeared is true today more than ever. So my question to you folks is, why are people, in a kind word for one of my friends who said it best, why are people so lazy to read? Why are people so much in a hurry to get the point without even reading what's in between those points? That's why a lot of Americans are said to have lacking critical thinking, because they don't have the avenue to distinguish the difference, because they're unwilling or unable to understand or comprehend certain verbiage and writing points that have become an anomaly for many Americans today. During the 60s, 70s, and even the 80s, even though a lot of people, even those in the lower poverty line, a lot of them were eager to read. There was a distinguishing factor to get out of where they are. To better themselves means they have to push themselves to learn how to read, to write. Today, those basic requirements are gone. There's nothing wrong with comprehensive skills in computing. There's no problems with people learning how to do certain things that is valued above writing and reading in some cases. But the importance of reading and writing is so fundamental. People should not lose those, or lose the grasp of those basic tangibles. So my question is, do you think we have become too lazy to want to learn and grow beyond a 7th grade reading level? Because in many mindset, we are. When we are reading at a 7th grade level, but people are still unable to acclimate or understand verbiage that's supposed to be at the 7th or 8th grade level, and they're adults, they can't comprehend what the verbiage are. One has to ask, are we putting ourselves to a challenging dilemma? One teacher said to me years ago in the 1990s is that we are beginning to create children and adults who have lesser understanding of comprehension and trusting more in technology to create those comprehension and choices. When you have technology to make the choices for you versus your own opinion and create judgment based on the evidence at hand, independent from opinions. And let me state this one. Personal opinions without verified supporting evidence or facts doesn't mean that's facts. That's part of the schism of today's educational system. We are presuming that people's opinion are facts. It's not. The same thing when I learned in science, hypotheses, theories. These are functional questions. If the questions are not answered with relevant supporting evidence that is independent and can be verified, then those things what we hear and see are not even facts. Those are opinions, or in some sense, segregated divisional assessment. So in the end, do you think we have lost our edge because we are unable to encourage children and adults to continue reading at a level above the 7th grade, and the ability to comprehend? Has it been diluted because we are now focusing more on the trust of AI or someone else's insight versus our own. What's your answer about that? So for now, take care, stay safe, and enjoy what life brings. Take care.